It's Monday, the 12th of April 2021, and I'm at Ewell West Station to do a walk along London Loop, long distance footpath. I've now walked the quarter of a mile or so from the station to join the route of London Loop in Bournehall Park, and we now go down there. After crossing a main road, we come to this pleasant area. We've now crossed to the other side of the stream. The walk is going to follow the Hogsmill River for some distance, and there's the river over to the right, and we're following this path beside it. Confirmation we're on London Loop in this wooded area by the Hogsmill. Now going beneath the South Western Railway line near Ewell West, the station we left to begin the walk. Next we get this view of the river, the Hogsmill, and there's the path continuing. So on this rather cold Monday morning, I'm walking another section of London Loop, and I'd like to thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Decent views of the river as this very wide path continues. It's turning out a reasonable day weather-wise, although it's not very warm for this time of the year. Still walking beside the Hogsmill. Nice view ahead now, with the river over to the left. We pass these stepping stones in the river, but the London Loop doesn't use them. It continues along that path there. Now passing the Ewell storm tanks, which are designed to prevent flooding in the area. Bit difficult to see through this fencing. London Loop now crosses the river on that footbridge. Now on this wide path with the river over to the right. We're going to recross the river on that footbridge. After the footbridge, London Loop turns left along this wide footpath, now with the river over to the left again. Lovely wide path beside the river and beneath these trees, although it's quite busy with other walkers in this area. Pleasant meadow over to the right, and there's the way ahead of London Loop. We now cross the B284 Ruxley Lane. After crossing the road, we continue beside the Hogsmill along this path. The wide path continues besides the Hogsmill. We don't cross this footbridge, but that bridge in the distance is where the Bonesgate stream joins the Hogsmill River. We now need to cross the A240. After getting across the road, we take this path beside the Hogsmill, and the river's now over to the right. We pass this information board about something called the Hogsmill Valley Walk. At this point we're going to turn right over a footbridge across the river, and after that there's no path beside the river, so there's about a mile of road walking. As I've mentioned before in other walks along London Loop, that is the downside of London Loop, and at times is a pretty serious one. Let's hope it goes quickly, this road walking. As you can see, I'm now on the road walk. It's about a mile long apparently. Now on a short path that links two roads, although now I'm on quieter roads. We're now going to take that path opposite through that barrier. Now on the path, after passing through that barrier in the last clip, the fencing on the right ends, and then there's some pleasant woodland. Yes, we're on London Loop. We're about to join a main road, but only for a short distance. Now passing St John the Baptist Church in Walden. After the church, the path bears to the left and heads downhill. We come to this post with 3 long distance walks signposted. The Thamesdown link links the Thames with the North Downs. It's about 15 miles long. We're now about to go beneath the Chesington branch line of the South Western Railway, near Malden Manor Station. We're beside the Hogsmill again here, and the railway arches are pretty impressive that we're about to go beneath. We're beside the Hogsmill again here. And here's an information board about the Hogsmill River. Now in the area known as the Long Meadows. Apparently there are 4 of them. And there's the path. Now passing another of the Long Meadows. Interesting carvings along the path. We now come to the delights of the A3 Kingston bypass. I now need to walk to the left to find a subway to cross it. As you can see, it's another bit that's a real downside to the London Loop. Here's the subway to cross the A3 Kingston bypass. We escaped this awful road at last. Along here. We're back beside the Hogsmill, near where the Tolworth stream joins it. And the clear path continues besides the Hogsmill. Continuing along the path, still beside the Hogsmill River. Apparently this area is known as Elmbridge Meadows. Now crossing a footbridge over the Surbiton stream, and up there you can see its confluence with the Hogsmill River. And we're still continuing along this path near the Hogsmill, but I think we're going to leave the river shortly. We now turn left away from the river along here. Now passing Berrylands railway station, and the walk continues beneath the railway straight ahead. After the railway, we follow this tarmac track. The track becomes a road. Now passing the Duke of Buckingham pub and heading along this road. We're heading into Kingston. I suspect there's going to be a lot of road walking. Now crossing the now quite wide Hogsmill River. We turn left into Swan Path. We're back beside the Hogsmill. There's the path, pointing into the sun, of course. Next we follow Three Bridges path, down here. We now turn right, down here, beside the now very wide Hogsmill. After a bit of road walking, we take this path beside the river Hogsmill, and there's a weir there. After more road walking, yet another path beside the Hogsmill. Another path beside the Hogsmill, and there's some arches of an old 12th century bridge. And we're now going in this direction. And there is the confluence of the Hogsmill with the River Thames. Now at Kingston Bridge across the Thames, which is the end of today's walk along London Loop. I'll probably now find a bus to Surbiton Station and get a train back. Thank you for watching.